Hey everybody, welcome to the RRBMX channel. I'm Dean, the creator of this channel, and of course I'm a BMXer myself, although an older school one. The purpose of creating the Retro Rider channel was just to document my return to BMX. I used to be an expert level rider when I was younger, and I've been in and out of BMX through the years. But recently I've decided, because I have a lot of friends that are my age that went out and bought new bikes, that I myself would go out and get some new bikes and start riding again, because as we know, BMX is no longer a sport just of young guys or young girls. There's a lot of guys my age that are now doing the sport again, and this was part of the reason why I decided to return to doing it, because I've actually got some friends doing it again, and I really wanted to just try to ride again. But the purpose of this particular video here today is just to show you guys some of the modifications I've done to the bikes that I bought recently, which is this F3 and this GT Soca Performer. I did some previous videos where I showed you guys the basic bicycles in their stock states, and talked a little bit about the fork modifications and some of the stuff I had to do to them. But right now we're just going to talk about what these mods actually were. So with this GT Soca Performer, the stuff I've done to it up to now is I've upgraded the seat post to a zoom seat post at 400mm length, because I like the post a little bit higher. I know younger guys ride with their seats way down today. I don't actually do that. It's not my preference. And besides the seat post, the major other upgrades that I put into this bike is I've swapped all the bearings out. I put a conversion headset from Damco into the bike, because it had a standard 1 1/8 headset before. Now it's running a sealed bearing headset. I changed the crankset bearings in the bike too to better quality bearings. It's got some BSD bearings in it now. And apart from that, the other major upgrades are, I bought 2 pairs of Colony Sweet Tooth forks for both of these bikes. They've both been swapped out on the bike, so it's got a set of Colony Sweet Tooth forks in this one. And I upgraded to some BSD grime bars, as well as changing all the cabling on the bike to either Odyssey cabling or Salt cabling. That pretty much constitutes the modifications I've done to this bike up till now. So I put about maybe about $600 of extra money into this bike at the moment, but there's going to be more stuff coming. I will, of course, upgrade the crankset and probably at some time upgrade the wheels, or at least the rims. And I do plan to build some sets of 36-hole rims. Both these bikes have 48-spoke single-wall rims in them at the moment, because that's what they came stock with, and I haven't changed them yet. The same thing goes for the Harrow F3 here. I, of course, upgraded the forks to Colony Sweet Tooth forks. I've upgraded the headset to that same Damco integrated sealed bearing headset that's on that bike. And I put a pair of We the People Everlast bars on this bike. And, of course, changed all the cabling as well to Salt cabling on here. Same thing. I put some BSD bearings in the crankset of this bike, and I may or may not change the rims on this in the future. Again, they're 48-spoke wheels. They seem to be pretty rigid, this particular set of wheels, or particular set of rims, but we'll see how it goes. You know, depending on how hard I ride these right now will depend on whether or not I need to change these rims or swap them out. We'll just see what particularly goes on with that. With this bike as well too, I swapped out the Tektro levers for some radius levers, and I actually may do the same thing with this after and put the radius levers on there, because I find they're a little bit shorter, a little bit easier to grab with 2 fingers. I don't mind these Tektro levers. I find them just slightly longer than the radius ones, but again, decent quality levers. But I might swap them out in the future. We'll just wait and see what other mods I do on these bikes. Whatever I do to these bikes anyway, you guys are going to know. I'm going to show you as I go along. I do the modifications to them. All the mods and the rebuilds were just done on the bikes. I haven't even ridden them yet. I can't even tell you how they ride, really, apart from just riding it down the street to make sure that everything is tight and working on it. but they both seem to handle quite well. I do find that the GT handles a little bit better than the F3. This is a little bit strange considering I've never owned a GT bicycle in my life. I've had lots of friends who've had them. I've never had one myself. I was predominantly a Harrow rider and a Hutch rider for most of my time when I was younger in the 80s, when I was riding at a higher level or at an expert level and performing, of course. So I'm not really used to this GT, but it does handle very well. The geometry on the bike is really good. It's slightly different from the F3. I think this has a 75-degree head tube angle and the F3 has a 74. But my preference was actually, I bought the F3 first because I wanted another Harrow bike, and then as it turned out, the GT just popped up. Somebody locally had it for sale, and they had a really low price on it, and this is why I ended up buying this bike as well too. I was going to buy a bike and buy a backup bike, but I figured I'd buy another Harrow as a backup bike. I ended up getting this instead. So I'll let you guys know when I ride these things how they ride and how they perform. Of course, they're intermediate level bikes. You can't expect them to be, you know, $2,000 BMX bikes. They're not. This is not what they are. I've modified them with a lot of really good quality parts in the front ends and stuff. And when I upgrade and get a little bit better, like this, if I need to change the frames, I'll swap the frames out on these, or I'll change them to new frames and forks and keep the parts or whatever. We'll just see as we go what happens with what I'm doing with the bikes, based on my riding level and what occurs with that. So these are the basic modifications I did to these two bikes. I just wanted to let you guys see what I had done up to this point. As I go and modify them more, I'll keep you guys informed as to what I do to them. That includes also if I build some wheels coming up here, I'll let you guys know what goes on with that as well too. And just generally, I'll keep you guys up to speed with what's going on with me returning back to BMX. So I'm just going to say to you guys, hope you guys have an awesome day. I'll catch you guys soon, and you know, keep on riding, man. That's the whole goal for all of us doing BMX. We're all out there to ride in the sport that we love and have lots of fun. Take it easy, guys, and I'll catch you really soon.